Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. When I was first starting to learn how to code, there were so many free resources online which I could use to really start building up my coding skills. But now, when I look for free resources to learn for a coding language, a lot of the free content which I used when I was first starting out is getting overshadowed by a lot of content you have to pay for. So today, similar to my last video I did on Python, we're going to go over the top 5 online resources to learn JavaScript completely for free. So let's say that we're going to go into games, YouTube, books, and websites. So let's just get right into it. The very first category I wanted to talk about today, guys, is games. Now, what the heck do I mean by a coding game, right? Basically, a coding game is any product or service which is really interactive and actually kind of takes you through step by step how you get from not knowing any JavaScript to being a real JavaScript pro through some really cool and interactive experience. Now, I know that sounds super vague, but it'll make a lot more sense when I get into an example. So the first website I want to talk about today really has a special place in my heart, and that is Codecademy. Codecademy was the very first website which I used when I was first starting to learn how to code, but when I was first starting to use it, everything was free, and spoiler alert, it's changed since then. So let's just take a look and see what Codecademy is all about now. So as we see here, guys, on the actual, I've pulled it up here, but basically I've just gone to Codecademy.com, clicked on the catalog, and there's a Learn JavaScript course. So if we look at this, this is really cool, right? Over 1.6 million people have taken the course. If we scroll down here, people have taken this course at Google, Facebook, NASA. Like, that's really cool, right? Like, obviously, like, those are really big companies. If we look at the syllabus, this looks really cool. So we talk about the introduction, conditionals, functions, scopes, arrays, and there are even more lessons than this. So this really goes over like the real fundamentals of JavaScript, but also more towards the more advanced concepts like request and async await, which is really great. I love to see a course which touches on the more advanced concepts towards the end. But what I really don't like about it is if we dig into the syllabus, guys, although the syllabus is really great on paper, a lot of the projects and quizzes that go along with actually learning these concepts are locked behind the pro subscription. So let's just take a look and see how much the pro subscription actually is. So I'm an individual, I'm not a student anymore, so let's see how much it will cost for me to actually buy one. So it would cost me $19.99 a month. So that's a lot of money per year, and in my opinion, if you already have a Codecademy subscription, I think the Codecademy course is awesome. I've used it myself, although a long time ago, but I really enjoyed the website. I really enjoyed the interactive element of it, and it was really great. But obviously, this is a free resources video, so I really wouldn't recommend just doing the free version of Codecademy. And as you'll see later, there are many other resources which you can learn to code JavaScript completely for free. So there is kind of one more bonus game that I wanted to throw in here today, and that is LearnJavascript.online. LearnJavascript.online, I guess, is the website. So it's basically a Codecademy, but specifically for modern JavaScript, which is really cool. So as you see here on the website, we can look at the syllabus here. We go over strings, numbers, all of the kind of basic stuff, but also more of the advanced concepts such as legacy topics, custom elements, events, and forms. This is really cool. We also get to do kind of real life projects, which actually seem really impressive, like a classroom grades project, a Mapbox project, data visualization project. We even touch on GitHub, which is awesome. The Codecademy course didn't do that. So it seems a lot more kind of modern than the Codecademy course. We can also go over flashcards. So it really kind of also does a Quizlet kind of deal, right? Where you can learn and memorize exactly what's going to happen with the JavaScript code. So this stuff is really cool. The only thing about it is that it is also a paid option. So there are free options for this. I think you have the first 40 courses for free on this website, but the rest of it is locked behind a $55 paywall. If you're looking for kind of a paid way, I think both of these options are great. But for the overall rating, I'm going to have to rate it a 5.5 because I do think that if you're looking for free alternatives, all of the topics covered in these two websites are available for free in other places. But if you're looking for kind of an all-in-one solution, I think these two resources are excellent. So saying that, let's just move on to the next section, which is going to be YouTube videos. So the third resource I'm going to talk about today, guys, is the YouTube series done by Microsoft. Now, I forget the actual name of it. I think it's called like The Beginner's Guide to JavaScript, but it's absolutely fantastic. I've recommended other Microsoft YouTube series before on this channel, and this one is no exception. These lecture series are really well organized in my opinion. They really go over all of the basics that you need to know for coding in JavaScript, but more importantly, they also go over actual personal projects and actually tell you how you can apply these core concepts that they're teaching you into an actual project. Some other really cool things that this course does is it actually helps you set up your local laptop to actually run JavaScript. Really great addition to the course, which I think a lot of other courses actually don't include as much. So I really like that addition. Also, they actually touch on some really great advanced concepts towards the end of the course. So you can actually get a sense of what should I do next after I've learned all this beginner material. So overall, I rate this an easy 9.5 out of 10. The only reason why it isn't a perfect 10 out of 10 is because it does go a little bit fast in the beginning and it does assume that you know some coding before this. So I definitely would use this resource alongside one or maybe more of the other resources, which we're going to go over in this video. But saying that, guys, I really enjoyed this tutorial and I think it's absolutely fantastic if you're just looking for a one-stop shop for a complete guide on how to learn JavaScript. The next section I want to talk about today, guys, are books. Now, if you don't know, there are tons of coding books online on Amazon, eBay, everywhere. There are programming books you can buy, but a lot of them aren't free. And a lot of them are really confusing as well. So I found a book which I really, really like, and this is an awesome book. Just I'm going to say it right now, guys, this is an amazing resource. So this here is called Eloquent JavaScript. Now, if I was basing it on just the name alone, Eloquent JavaScript will get an easy 10 out of 10 because that's just a fantastic name, guys. Eloquent JavaScript is just fantastic. So here we can see we really go over all of the foundations here. So that's the first thing. Awesome fundamentals. We go over variables and types, program structure, functions. All of these things are great. But what we also go over here are projects. If you can see here, we actually do projects as well. So he guides you through actually the fundamentals of JavaScript, but also guides you through projects. He also goes in more detail than this, right? In addition to the projects, he also goes over some more advanced concepts such as asynchronous programming, HTTP, Node.js. These are really excellent kind of more advanced JavaScript concepts that are really going to help you kind of take your beginner knowledge of JavaScript and actually apply it to maybe actually considering a software engineering job. Like Node.js is something that's actually used by back-end software engineers a lot. So it makes me really happy to see this in a book aimed at beginners because this book also doesn't require any prerequisites. So it literally takes you from the very beginning to actually learning like back-end software engineering principles, which I think is absolutely excellent. I cannot recommend this book more enough. Easy 10 out of 10 for me. If you're looking for kind of a text-based, kind of more traditional book, then this one is absolutely fantastic. It can also be really great to be used in conjunction with one of the other resources in this video. So I really like this Eloquent JavaScript book for more than just the name. Easy 10 out of 10 for me. So let's just move on to the next section. So the last group of resources I want to show you guys today are websites. Now, I think websites are a great way to learn JavaScript, and I found an excellent website today which just focuses on teaching us JavaScript. This website here is just called LearnJavascript, which is an excellent name for a website which is going to teach you JavaScript. So LearnJavascript.org is a completely free interactive JavaScript tutorial, which is excellent. They also have some other languages here such as Python, SQL, which is really, really awesome here. So they do more than just JavaScript, but for today's video, we're just going to focus on the JavaScript side of things. So here, as we can see here, we can look at kind of what they're going to teach us. So they have kind of the hello world, variables, arrays, operators, loops, all of these really awesome kind of base concepts to really help us build a great foundation of JavaScript. So what they do here actually is if we click on a lesson, is they actually give us a really cool interactive experience. Not quite like a game, but they really try their best to make it really easy for us to learn JavaScript. So if we click here on the Hello World, it first gives us a little bit of an explanation about what we're going to do in this lesson. So that's really cool. But if we click Start Exercise, an actual code editor comes up. So this is really cool on a free product. They actually give us this here. A lot of this functionality is locked behind more of the paid Codecademy models, right? Which we went over earlier in this video. But here we go. I can actually type in the console anything I want, and it will run this code just like its regular JavaScript code. So I'll say, hello, YouTube, smiley face. If I hit run here, hello, YouTube, which is really awesome. So you can actually just focus on learning without actually having to set anything up on your local laptop or desktop, which I think is awesome. I really like this resource, guys. What I maybe don't like so much about it is, as you can see here, it doesn't really touch on a lot of the more advanced topics that some of the other resources talked about before. It also doesn't really walk us through building a big project, which is totally okay for a free resource like this. I would definitely use this resource in combination with some of the other resources though. On its own, it's really good as well, so I can't really say too many negative things about it, so I'm gonna rate it a solid 8 out of 10. It's really great resource. I wish it had kind of a project that we could go over and maybe touch on some more advanced topics such as making HTTP requests, or maybe telling us how we can, once finished with this course, really move on. But saying that, guys, I really like this resource, and a solid 8 out of 10 for sure. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you got this far, please like the video and of course subscribe to the channel for more content. Also, please comment down below if you're currently learning JavaScript or you have learned it in the past. Which one of these resources did you use, or did you use something else? I'd love to hear it, guys. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all in the next one.